My beloved child, I am warning you to be cautious concerning someone whose name begins with the letter J. But you must never allow a single letter to become a reason to condemn anyone. Listen with discernment, because a genuine warning does not sow panic, cause you to look at everyone with suspicion, or push you to reach a verdict without evidence. What I want you to notice is not merely a person's name, but the influences quietly forming around your life. The letter J may remind you of someone you know, but do not immediately assume they are the person I am speaking about. Allow time, behavior, and fruit to reveal the truth. A name does not define character. The way someone treats you when they do not receive what they want reveals what may be hidden beneath the surface. Some connections enter your life to accompany you, while others come only to teach you how to establish boundaries. Not everyone who speaks gently carries good intentions, and not everyone who offers direct correction desires to hurt you. Therefore, you must look beyond appearances. Observe whether words and actions remain consistent. Does this person respect your refusal? Do they protect what you entrusted to them, or use it against you during conflict? Do they rejoice when you grow, or quietly make you feel guilty whenever you move forward? These questions matter more than temporary impressions. I do not want you to live by assumption. I want you to mature in discernment. Pay attention to your inner state after every interaction. Some conversations leave you with clarity, even when their content is difficult to hear. Other conversations pull you into a spiral of self-blame, confusion, and doubt about your own value. If someone repeatedly makes you feel that you must explain every decision, apologize for legitimate needs, or diminish yourself in order to preserve peace, pause and examine the relationship. Peace may be challenged within an honest relationship, but it should not be continually eroded. Someone who loves you may not agree with everything, but they will not use silence, threats, or guilt to force your submission. I know you ignored many signs because you did not want to think badly of others. You told yourself they were merely tired, that their sharp words meant nothing, or that if you became more understanding, everything would improve. Your compassion is precious, but without wisdom, it may cause you to endure what you should not endure. Forgiveness does not mean continuing to grant access. Understanding someone's past does not mean you must accept behavior that harms you in the present. You may recognize their pain and still say that the way they treat you is not acceptable. If the person whose name begins with J truly causes uneasiness, slow down instead of confronting them in anger. Do not rush to send accusations or make the story public before you understand it fully. Protect private information. Limit what you share about plans still in their early stages, and observe how this person responds when you establish boundaries. Someone with sincere intentions may feel disappointed or fail to understand immediately, but they will gradually respect your limits. Someone who wants control will often become angry, mock you, apply pressure, or portray themselves as the victim in order to change your decision. Their response to boundaries will give you more answers than beautiful promises. I have not called you to become cold. I have called you to protect what has been entrusted to you. Your calling, work, peace, and future must be guarded from influences that continually distract you. Some people do not openly oppose you, but repeatedly sow doubt through words that appear harmless. Every time you share a dream, They immediately list the reasons you will fail. When you speak about progress, they remind you of former mistakes. They may call this realism, but the result is that you gradually lose courage. Wise counsel helps you recognize risk and prepare more effectively. Discouragement makes you forget your ability. Learn to distinguish between the two. It is also possible that the problem does not lie entirely within the other person, but in the way you respond to them. Some people unintentionally touch old wounds, bringing back the feeling of rejection or control. Therefore, before drawing a conclusion, ask what is being awakened within you. Are you observing present behavior or reacting to the past, if necessary? Write down specific events rather than relying only upon feelings. What exactly was said? How often has it occurred? Have you expressed your boundary? How did they respond? Concrete truth will protect you from both extremes, being too trusting and being too suspicious. Michael, I want you to understand that protection does not always mean immediately ending a connection. Sometimes protection means reducing closeness, no longer sharing private matters, refusing to join an argument, or meeting only within a safe setting. If this person is a colleague, communicate clearly and preserve records of important matters. If they are a family member, you may love them without accepting every form of behavior. If this is a romantic relationship, examine whether control, isolation, threats, or humiliation are present. When there are signs of danger, do not face the situation alone. Seek a trustworthy person or appropriate support. Do not assume that keeping distance is unloving. Some distances prevent a relationship from becoming more toxic, and certain doors must close so that your heart can recover. You do not need to hate someone in order to leave. Neither must you prove that they are a terrible person before admitting that their presence is no longer healthy for you. Some people are suitable for one season, but cannot accompany you into the next. Be grateful for the lesson. Forgive according to your ability, and continue moving without carrying a desire for revenge. What I am building within you requires an environment of truth. You cannot grow if every step is covered by voices that make you afraid. But neither can you mature if you use this warning to blame others for every difficulty. Accept responsibility for your choices. Do not give one person so much power that you believe they can stop your entire future. They may influence you, but you still possess the ability to choose, adjust, and leave. What truly belongs to you cannot be easily stolen simply because someone does not support you. When you preserve integrity and act wisely, what does not fit will gradually lose its power. Remember that not everyone whose name begins with J is connected to these words. I do not want you searching for a person to suspect. If there is no concrete behavior that causes concern, continue treating everyone fairly. Do not assign evil motives based upon a name, a passing feeling, or a message appearing upon a screen. True illumination produces clear vision and responsible action. It does not lead you into obsession. Let this become a reminder to examine relationships, not an excuse to create enemies within your imagination. My beloved child, protect peace through wisdom, but guard your heart from bitterness. Observe carefully, speak clearly, establish boundaries, and allow behavior over time to reveal the nature of a relationship. If someone whose name begins with J is truly creating an unhealthy influence, you will not need to invent a dramatic story in order to recognize it. Their inconsistency will speak for itself. When that becomes clear, walk calmly without competition, retaliation, or endless explanation. I will help you recognize what must be preserved, what must be adjusted, and what it is time to release. The greatest protection is not living in fear of what others may do, but becoming clear-minded enough that you no longer surrender authority over your future to any influence lacking sincerity. I have not come to place fear within you. I am awakening discernment so that you do not enter a connection naively and recognize the truth only after harm has already occurred. There may be someone around you whose name begins with J, but do not conclude that everyone with that initial is dangerous. The letter is only a reminder to pay closer attention. What must be examined is a person's character, behavior, and actual influence upon your life. I am not teaching you to distrust everyone. I am teaching you to look beyond a pleasant appearance. Listen more carefully to gentle words and recognize truth through what repeats consistently over time. At first, this person may appear completely ordinary. They may be friendly, know how to say what makes you feel understood, and show no obvious sign of harmful intention. This is precisely why I want you to observe calmly rather than quickly granting access. Not every danger comes with a frightening appearance, and not everyone who harms you begins with a dramatic action. Many unhealthy patterns begin through very small compromises. You overlook one disrespectful comment, excuse one broken promise, or silence your uneasiness because you do not want to offend. Each event may appear insignificant on its own, but when they form a pattern, you will see what you once tried to deny. I know you felt an inner hesitation. At times, this person said something that sounded reasonable, yet afterward you felt exhausted, confused, or forced to doubt yourself. Perhaps they made many promises while their actions moved in another direction. Perhaps they expressed care in your presence but behaved completely differently before others. Do not label every uncomfortable feeling as spiritual guidance, because the past and old wounds may also make you overly alert. Yet do not ignore uneasiness that is continually confirmed through specific behavior. Allow time, consistency, and fruit to reveal what words attempt to conceal. Not everyone who enters your life has been given the right to come near your heart. Some should remain at the distance of an acquaintance. Some are suitable for collaboration within a limited area. Only a few will prove that they can protect what you privately entrust. Kindness does not require you to open every door. You may respect someone without telling them every plan. Help them without placing your future into their hands. And forgive them while still preserving distance. Boundaries are not walls built from bitterness. They are fences of wisdom that protect what is still young from hands that have not yet proven faithful. The person I am asking you to notice may carry an influence that gradually distracts you from purpose. This distraction may not appear as obvious temptation. It may take the form of conversations that continually pull you into gossip, advice that causes you to distrust everything good, or a relationship that consumes enormous energy without ever producing peace. At first, you give only a little additional time. Then you neglect what needs to be completed, lose focus, and begin living in reaction to their moods. One day, you recognize that you have traveled very far from the habits that once kept you steady. Therefore, observe whether being near someone makes you clearer or more confused, stronger or continually compelled to shrink. I am not calling you to judge others harshly, and I certainly do not permit you to turn an impression into an accusation. If there is no clear evidence, do not tell others that this person has harmful intentions. Do not use the first letter of their name as a reason to wound or defame them. What I desire from you is responsible awareness. Keep private matters at an appropriate level. Test promises through action. And do not make major decisions simply because someone says what you want to hear. If the connection concerns work, money, or an important commitment, require transparency, record agreements, and seek counsel from someone experienced. Wisdom does not oppose faith, it is part of protection. The environment around you influences you more deeply than you often realize. Those you permit to remain near can encourage faithfulness to what is good or gradually lead you into compromise without your awareness. A suitable person will not mock your discipline, continually draw you away from responsibility, or make you feel guilty for wanting to grow. They may disagree with you, but their difference will help you become wiser rather than make you lose direction. In contrast, an unhealthy influence often leaves you continually explaining yourself, defending boundaries, and leaving conversations with the feeling that you have done something wrong when you have not. Certain doors are beginning to form before you, and for this reason you must become more careful regarding those who receive access. When an opportunity is still developing, not everyone needs to know about it. Some will encourage you, while others may unintentionally sow fear because they view your future through their own limitations. Keep certain plans private until they become strong enough. Do not share merely because you desire recognition. And do not reveal everything to someone who has never demonstrated the ability to preserve confidence. Careless words can create unnecessary confusion, not because some mysterious force is operating against you, but because other people's opinions, pressure, and interference may distract you. Pay special attention to consistency. A sincere person is not kind only when they need something. They do not change the story depending upon who is present. Use silence as punishment, or turn what you once shared into a weapon during disagreement. If someone repeatedly promises and then breaks their word, apologizes without changing, or requires you to excuse the same behavior again and again, call the pattern by its proper name. Compassion may grant another opportunity, but compassion does not require endless endurance. An apology becomes trustworthy only when it is followed by visible change. You must also examine your own motives. Perhaps you keep someone too close because you fear loneliness, because their attention makes you feel valuable, or because you hope they will become a version of themselves they have never chosen to become. Do not love an imagined possibility so deeply that you deny reality. You have not been called to repair someone by sacrificing your peace. If they genuinely desire growth, they will accept responsibility. Seek help and respect the boundaries you establish. You may encourage them, but you cannot make the change on their behalf. Love does not mean continually allowing yourself to be wounded in order to prove loyalty. If truth gradually reveals that this person should not remain close, you do not need to create a dramatic confrontation. Distance can be established by sharing less, limiting time together, and no longer giving them influence over your decisions. If conversation becomes necessary, speak clearly without insulting them. Describe the specific behavior, its effect, and the boundary you need. Do not use mystical language to condemn them. Speak through facts that can be verified. A mature person will receive an opportunity to understand what needs to change, while you preserve your dignity without becoming vindictive. My beloved child, I want you to walk with open eyes while keeping your heart from becoming hard. Do not allow one painful experience to make you view everyone as a threat. Faithful people still exist. Healthy connections still exist. And there are people who will respect the light you carry. Discernment does not isolate you. It helps you place the right people in the right position. You do not need to close every door. You need only entrust the keys wisely. Someone may possess a name beginning with J, but their name is not evidence against them. Look at the way they live. Accept responsibility. Treat you when they do not receive what they desire, and preserve the trust you offer. I am not warning you so that you tremble, but so that you stop betraying your own discernment merely to preserve temporary comfort. Slow down, observe, and make peace your foundation. What is true will not fear time. A sincere person will not fear boundaries. A healthy connection will not require you to abandon your calling in order to maintain it. Protect what has been entrusted to you with humility. Do not rush to judge. But neither continue closing your eyes to patterns that have become unmistakable. When you learn to love through both compassion and wisdom, beautiful words will no longer easily lead you away from the road you need to walk. Keep your heart calm. Do not react through anger, but neither continue overlooking what repeatedly causes uneasiness. I, Michael, am not leading you into fear, nor do I want you to look at everyone suspiciously. What I am teaching you in this season is the ability to recognize without immediately condemning, observe without being carried away by emotion, and establish distance when your inner peace is repeatedly disturbed. You do not need a confrontation merely to prove that you have noticed something. Some truths do not need to be forced into the open. When you step back, stop over-explaining, and refuse to grant further access until clarity arrives. What once seemed uncertain will gradually reveal itself. Sometimes the greatest strength is not found in speaking more, but in the ability to remain silent. Move slowly, and withhold greater access until you possess sufficient clarity. I know an uncomfortable feeling has appeared many times, but you quickly dismissed it. You told yourself that you were overthinking, that perhaps you were too sensitive, or that old wounds were affecting the way you viewed the present. This kind of self-examination is good, because I do not want prejudice to guide you. Yet when uneasiness continually returns, when someone's words remain inconsistent with their actions, or when you repeatedly leave their presence feeling exhausted, disoriented, and compelled to doubt yourself, you need to stop and observe. Not every uncomfortable feeling proves that another person has harmful intentions, but it may be a reminder not to move too quickly. Wisdom does not rush to conclusions, yet neither does it ignore patterns that have clearly repeated themselves. You do not have to manage this confusion alone. I am walking with you through every layer of awareness, helping you see what must be seen without allowing fear to overwhelm your heart. I do not reveal everything at once, because a great truth arriving before you are steady enough to hold it may cause you to react through pain. Therefore, clarity often comes gradually. First, you feel the inconsistency. Then you notice details you once overlooked. Over time, the other person's actions confirm what you need to know. I do not want you to build a decision upon one emotional moment. I want you to consider the entire process so that your choice is born through awareness rather than temporary anger. Many people ignored small signs because they feared offending someone, feared being called cold, or feared admitting that a relationship was not as healthy as they hoped. You too remained too long in certain situations because you believed patience could transform everything. But goodness does not require you to keep a door open for someone who continually erodes your peace. Forgiveness does not mean restoring the same level of trust. You may release hatred while creating distance. You may wish them well without continuing to permit them into the vulnerable areas of your life. This is not cruelty. It is responsibility toward the road entrusted to you. I am removing unnecessary burdens from your shoulders, including the responsibility to understand, repair, and satisfy everyone. You once explained another person's actions for them, searched for reasons to excuse inconsistency, and blamed yourself whenever the relationship became tense. But you have not been called to carry responsibility for choices another person deliberately repeats. If someone says they value you while their actions continually make you feel disregarded, trust the pattern rather than the promise alone. If they are kind only when they need something, but become cold when you establish a boundary, allow that change to provide information. You do not need to turn this information into an accusation. You need only use it to choose an appropriate level of closeness. Your future requires peace, order, and relationships capable of supporting growth. I will not allow you to enter a new chapter while continuing to carry people who are attached only to the version of you they can control. Some people feel comfortable when you doubt yourself because then they can more easily direct your emotions and decisions. When you become clearer, stop asking permission to say no, and no longer react according to their expectations. The atmosphere may change. Do not immediately assume that this tension proves you are wrong. Sometimes it simply reveals that the relationship was maintained through imbalance. And once you begin standing upright, what is unhealthy can no longer function as before. Protection does not always feel comfortable. Often, it arrives as a prompting to slow down, share less, or stop granting greater access. You may feel guilty, especially when the other person has done nothing dramatic enough for you to name. But you do not need to wait until serious harm occurs before you are permitted to keep distance. You have the right to observe longer before trusting, to change the degree of intimacy when you recognize inconsistency, and to protect what is private from someone who has not proven that they know how to preserve it. Boundaries are not punishments imposed upon others. They are fences that help you move forward without being pulled back into former patterns. I also want you to learn the difference between discernment and anxiety. Anxiety causes you to imagine hundreds of scenarios, lose sleep, and feel compelled to act immediately in order to escape discomfort. Genuine discernment is usually calmer. It does not require you to shout, expose anyone, or interpret every gesture as a conspiracy. It simply reminds you to slow down, observe, share less, and preserve peace. When you feel compelled to investigate, monitor, or analyze every word a person speaks, this is a sign that you should step back and restore balance. You were not given discernment in order to become a prisoner of speculation. The purpose of discernment is to lead you toward freedom, not trap you within constant vigilance. You are beginning to recognize patterns, nuances in speech, and the difference between outward appearance and what actions truly reveal. This is part of maturity. In the past, you easily accepted explanations because you wanted to see goodness in everyone. This reveals compassion within your heart. But compassion needs clarity. Someone may be struggling, carry a painful past, or lack healthy communication skills. But these things do not give them the right to wound you indefinitely. You may understand the cause while refusing to accept the consequence. You may feel compassion without voluntarily becoming the place where someone empties all their unresolved chaos. Regarding the person whose name begins with J, I am not telling you to conclude that they are your enemy, nor calling you to hate or publicly reject them. One letter is not sufficient to judge anyone's character. What you must notice is not the name, but what is actually taking place within the relationship. Observe how they respond when you disagree, how they protect confidences you once shared, how they behave when they no longer receive a benefit, and whether they respect the boundaries you establish. If their behavior is consistent, responsible, and safe, do not allow a vague warning to destroy a good relationship. But if multiple harmful patterns have repeated, stop using hope to deny what has become visible. You do not need to arrange a dramatic confrontation unless it becomes necessary. Slow down, share less, and observe more. If you need to speak, do so calmly, focusing upon specific behavior rather than accusing motives. You may explain that something has made you uncomfortable, that you need more time, or that certain conduct does not align with what you accept within a relationship. Their response to the boundary will provide more information than their explanation. A sincere person may feel sad or disagree, but they will still respect you. Someone seeking control will often apply pressure, create guilt, or reverse the story so that you become the one at fault. Protect your path without allowing your heart to become cold. You do not need to carry bitterness into the next chapter, because bitterness is also a cord tying you to the person who caused harm. Release the need to make them admit what they did. Recognize the truth, or feel regret. They may never fully understand, but you can still move forward. Freedom does not begin when someone else changes. It begins when you stop granting their behavior authority over your peace. You do not need to win an argument. You need only refuse to remain in a pattern that carries you farther away from truth. Therefore, my beloved child, remain calm and awake. Refusing to overreact does not mean ignoring reality. Refusing to condemn does not mean continuing to endure. Allow time, consistency, and the fruit of every action to clarify what you need to know. I will guide you step by step, not through panic, but through increasingly deeper clarity. What belongs in your life will respect your peace, boundaries, and growth. What does not belong will gradually reveal itself when you stop trying to preserve it through your own strength. Step back when necessary. Speak clearly when the time comes. And continue moving without carrying burdens that were never entrusted to you. You are learning to protect your path through wisdom, and that maturity will help you enter the future with clear eyes, a tender heart, and feet that can no longer be easily pulled away from their proper place.